You are listening to TECCast, a multiple award-winning, not-for-profit, student-led podcast recorded directly from studio number 7 in Matt's class on the corner of René Lévesque and St. Matthew in downtown Montreal. Welcome to the 4th episode of TECCast in Season 6. We are glad that you are joining us for this entertaining episode. Hello, TECCast world. My name is Luka, and I am your host for this episode. Joining me today as my co-host is Ralph. In today's episode, we will be reviewing the recent Academy Awards, otherwise known as the Oscars.
And the Oscar goes to...
Also, we are going to interview a tech student about his life growing up in a multicultural family. So, stick with us, get yourself a nice drink, and enjoy the 4th episode of TECCast.
Thanks, Luka, for that amazing introduction. I am excited to be co-hosting this award-winning podcast for the first time. So, let's get things moving. We are now going to talk about the Academy Awards that took place in Los Angeles at the Dolby Theater last Sunday.
Cillian Murphy.
It was a 96th Academy Awards ceremony, and I am now going to get Luka back into the studio to answer some of my questions about the Oscar. For those listeners that aren't aware, Luka is TECC's very own movie guru, who knows just about everything there is to know about movies. Welcome back into the studio, Luka. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
So, have you always been a fan of the Oscars?
Well, I haven't been watching the Oscars that much, but I did start watching them when the 95th ceremony happened, which I watched with my parents. And funny thing, my parents always watched the Oscars since at the time, before they got married, they were working in a video store.
That is a fun story you have. And I see you are a newcomer watching to the Oscars, if I'm aware of it now, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Well, do you have any special memories about the Oscars?
Well, not really, but I can tell you about the previous ceremony.
Tell me
about what happened there. So when Ke Quan won his Oscar for Best Supporting Actor for his performance in Everything Everywhere All at Once, the speech he gave was really was beautiful, emotional. He was really happy, and you could see it in his eyes. He was so proud in that moment.
And who hosted the Oscars this year?
Jimmy Kimmel for the 5th time now.
I did not know that. Thank you for now. Also, which film won Best Picture?
Oppenheimer.
You are the man who gave them the power to destroy themselves. And the world is not prepared.
And what are your thoughts on Oppenheimer winning Best Picture?
Honestly, I think it's pretty cool. The way that it was announced as a winner was a bit weird though, but I'm happy that it won because honestly, I think it's just like Barbie. Since both those movies came out the same day, I think it's a win for both movies.
That's interesting to hear that it came out weird for the announcing session. And who won the award for the Best Actor?
Cillian Murphy for his performance in Oppenheimer.
And what are your thoughts about this actor winning?
Honestly, I think it's about time that he wins an Oscar. This is actually the first Oscar that he ever got, and he's actually the first Irish-born actor to win an Oscar.
And oh my gosh, man might be in his 50s if I'm well aware.
I don't think he's in his 50s, but hey listeners, you can probably do some research.
So who won the award for Best Actress, Luka?
Emma Stone for her performance in Poor Things.
What are your thoughts about this actress winning?
Honestly, I've never seen the movie, but I've seen clips of it online of her performance, and she does a really good job, so I guess I'm proud of her getting the award.
I mean, she also played in the live-action Cruella de Vil, so she does have a very good acting career when it comes to playing harsh characters, am I right?
Maybe, but I have never seen Cruella, so...
I've seen some clips of it. And who won the award for director this year?
Who won the award for Best Director?
Yes.
Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer.
And what are your thoughts about this director winning?
Again, just like Cillian Murphy, it's about damn time.
That's a lot of films he made, and that's the first time he won a very good award, am I right?
Yeah, he was previously nominated for Dunkirk, but he didn't win that award.
That is sad. What are your thoughts about this director winning?
Really nice. Actually, did we already answer this question?
I'll still ask it no matter what.
Okay, well, I guess I'll just say it again. I think it's about time that he wins an Oscar. I mean, he got nominated before, he didn't win that award, so it's nice that he gets to have an Oscar for the first time.
Which film won Best Animated Feature?
Which film won Best Animated Feature?
Yes.
Um, The Boy and the Heron.
What are your thoughts on this film winning?
Honestly, I don't really know. I've never seen the movie. I really thought Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse would win, but I don't know. I guess people just like anime more than story.
Lastly, what is your favorite movie of all time? And do you have a favorite actor and actress?
I I don't have a favorite actor or actress, but my favorite movie of all time is the Edgar Wright film Hot Fuzz. It's a really funny movie. I think all of our listeners should check it out, as well as checking out the movies that won or were nominated at this year's Academy Awards. So, yeah.
Thanks for sharing your expert movie knowledge, and I hope you enjoyed watching the 96 Academy Awards. Luckily, no one got slapped on stage, no envelopes got mixed up, and all the guests behaved themselves, except for John Cena, who forgot to wear clothes.
Thanks, Ralph, for getting this episode off to a fantastic start. So, I'm very excited to host our next segment. I am going to now interview a fellow tech student about his life growing up in a multicultural family. Hi, Fedele. Welcome to TechCast. How are you doing today?
I'm good, and yourself?
I'm doing very well. Okay, let's get to know more about you. Tell us something interesting about yourself most people do not know.
I speak three languages: English, French, Italian. Also, I want to learn Spanish.
Where were you born?
I was born in a city called Foggia in Italy.
How long did you live in Italy? And do you consider yourself Italian or Canadian?
I lived in Italy for 1 year, and then I moved to Canada. I would say that I'm equally both Italian and Canadian, even though I have lived most of my life in Canada.
What things do you like about Italy?
I like Italian football and I follow the Italian league. My favorite team is Napoli. I also like the food in Italy. When I am in Italy, I like to eat pizza, pasta, and gelato. I really like the warm weather in Italy and the history.
Is it true that Italians are allowed and eat pizza and pasta every day?
To be honest, I think this is a big stereotype. Not all Italians are loud like people say they are. I have seen many more loud Canadians here in Canada. Of course, Italians do eat pizza and sandwiches, cheese, and much more.
Do you speak Italian or English at home?
I speak both languages at home. I speak Italian with my dad and English with my mom. It's a bilingual household.
Can you say a few things in Italian for our listeners?
Sure, I can say a few things in Italian. Ciao, come va? This means hi, how are you doing? È un piacere essere su questo podcast. This means it's a pleasure being on this podcast. Vieni in Italia, il meglio paese del mondo. This means come to Italy. It is the best country in the world.
If you can meet any famous Italians, who would you like to meet?
I really want to meet Carlo Ancelotti. He is a very successful football manager and he has won many championships. I would also like to meet Francesco Totti. He is one of Italy's greatest ever football players.
Do you think you will ever leave Canada and live in Italy again?
I think I might move back to Italy in around 5 years. When my dad gets his pension, we are probably going to move to Italy and vive la bella vita, live good life.
What places would you recommend visiting in Italy for someone traveling to Italy for the first time?
I think a visitor going for the first time should go to Rome. Florence, Napoli, and the Amalfi Coast, and Venice. But be prepared to experience lots of crowds. Italy is a very popular destination for tourists from all over the world.
Thanks for being a great guest, Fedele, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the school year at Tech. Hopefully, I will get to visit Italy one day in the future.
Thanks, Luca, for having me on this podcast.
Well, this concludes our fourth episode of TechCast this season. We hope you enjoyed your podcast experience, and we are so excited that you could join us. We would like to thank our professional team of writers, producers, editors, and sound engineers. We would also like to thank our sponsors. This episode was proudly brought to you by our silver partner, Starbucks. Tune in to our next episode because we have some great segments planned for you. Until next time, show some gratitude and take care out there.